Welcome into another NFL breakdown, this time for Week 8 action. Rob Wong joined alongside by national NFL columnist John Kryk. And John, let's get started with the best team in the league right now, the Buffalo Bills, who are fresh off a bye. They're getting ready for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, who have had a bit of an up-and-down season, to say the least. Does Green Bay have any chance in this one against the Bills, who are 11-point home favorites?
I'm not sure anybody would have a chance, to be honest with you. Kansas City can't beat them at home last week, right? Or before the Bills bye, anyhow. No, I don't see it. Now, if this was 2021 or the 2020 version of Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers offense, yeah, they'd have a great chance, and this might end up being one of the great shootouts of the season. But that offense is stagnant for Green Bay. Give you an example. Right now, Aaron Rodgers has 11 touchdown passes on the season, only 3 in the second half. At this exact juncture in 2020, he had 20 touchdown passes, almost double. And last year he had 15, and he was off to a slow start. He increased his touchdown per game production after about midseason last year. So that just gives you a sense of how diminished this Packers offense is this year. They can't run it well. They really can't throw it well, especially in second halves when they need to. And the defense has been somewhat of a disappointment, too.
Yeah, the Bills' defense is really good, but you also got to score some points to keep up with their impressive offense. Let's go out west, where the 49ers will face the Rams at SoFi Stadium. San Fran, a 1.5-point road favorite. Who's winning the Battle of California this week, John?
I think if this game were played about a month from now, I'd probably take the Rams if, barring any other crazy injuries or anything. But I got to take 49ers. Yeah, they got destroyed at home by Kansas City last week. That was an angry, focused Chiefs team coming off their loss to the Bills at home. But Christian McCaffrey will have more of an impact now that he's actually practiced with his team rather than just done a short walkthrough as he did last Friday. So I got to think that he'll have maybe more of an impact. But more than anything is the Rams' offensive line. Now, there are a lot of bad offensive lines, as we're hearing all through the season from various commentators. But the Rams is particularly in trouble, other than the surprise play of Canadian from Windsor, Ontario, born and mostly raised, Alaric Jackson. He played very well so far at right guard, but now that he has to go to left tackle for this game for the first time this season because of yet more injuries, they're starting this game against that great 49ers defensive line with a totally remade offensive line. So in the first game, I can't see them winning that.
Finally, we'll wrap things up with the Cardinals heading to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, who are trying to improve to 6-1. Now, Minnesota is a 4-point home favorite in this one right now, but as you will point out, I guess there are some metrics that might suggest they are a bit of a paper tiger, maybe, the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, they keep winning games, close games, and it's not like they're playing poorly, but they don't look like they should be 5-1. I mean, the eye test is you come away at this point in the season and go, really? They're 5-1 after all those games? Struggling against Detroit, probably should have lost that game, and not playing well against some not very good teams. But they've pulled out games at the end. Kirk Cousins has done enough. The thing is, as you're saying, the metrics, their rushing game is one of the worst in the league with Dalvin Cook, and this is supposed to be, a run-based type of an attack. But it is a new offensive coordinator and first-year head coach, not offensive scheme, but he's not the offensive coordinator, first-year head coach Kevin O'Connell. And the defense has been surprisingly, if not good, it's been especially opportunistic late in games, getting sacks and turnovers when they need it. If you recall that first week against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, they did a really fine job down the stretch in that game. So, hey, they're 5-1. They're favored. Arizona's coming on, though, so I'm picking Minnesota, but I'm kind of doing it with 1 and 1.5 eyes closed. It's not a confident pick, so if you're inclined to take the Cardinals, go ahead and do it, but I guess the Vikings, we have to take them at home.
We'll see how things shake out for week number 8. As always, you can get John's full list of picks with his Kryk Slant newsletter, and you can get him on Twitter at John Kryk.